Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 12th of April, 1984, and the title is The Foundation of Brahmin Life is Purity. Today, Bapdada is seeing all the holy swans. To what extent has each holy swan become holy, and to what extent has each one become a swan? To what extent have you put purity, that is, the power to become holy, into your life, that is, into your thoughts, words, deeds, relationships, and connections? Is every thought holy, that is it filled with the power of purity? With thoughts of purity, are you able to recognize and transform any soul who has impure thoughts? With the power of purity, can you change the vision, attitude, and actions of any soul? Even impure thoughts cannot attack you in front of this great power. However, when you yourself are defeated in your thoughts, words, and action, it is then that you are defeated by other people and vibrations. To be defeated in relationships or connection with anyone else proves that you yourself are defeated in forging all relationships with the Father. For this is why you are defeated by some relation and connection. The seed of being defeated in purity is to be impressed with someone or his or her virtues, nature, personality, or specialty. To be impressed with someone or his or her physical presence is not to be impressed, but to be ruined. The individual specialty, virtue, or nature of a person is a specialty given by the Father. That is, it is a gift from God. To be impressed by someone is to be deceived. To be deceived means to take sorrow. The power of impurity is a power like a mirage, which is experienced very well through connections and relationships. It attracts you. You think that you are being attracted towards goodness. This is why the words you say and think are, I like this one a lot. I like this one's virtues and nature a lot. I like this one's knowledge. I like this one conducting yoga. I receive power and cooperation from this one. I receive love from this one. You receive temporary attainment, but you are deceived. You forget the bestower, the seed, the foundation, and are holding the colorful branches and swinging. So, what would be your condition without a foundation? Will the branch make you swing or make you fall? Until you have experienced the sweetness of all relationships and all attainments from the seed, that is, from the bestower, you will continue to be deceived by the attainments that you like a mirage from the different branches. Sometimes by people, sometimes by material comforts, and sometimes by the vibrations and the atmosphere. To be impressed in this way means to be deprived of imperishable attainment. When you have the power of purity, whatever stage you want, whatever attainment you want, and whatever task you want to succeed in, all of these will become ever present in front of you, like a servant whenever you want. Even at the end of the Iron Age, you see the evidence of nature being the servants of the great souls in name who have imbibed the power of Rajopradhan purity. Even now, their name of a great soul continues. Even now, they are worshipped. Impure souls bow down to them. So just consider how great the power of purity of the end is, and how powerful the Satopradhan purity that you have attained from God would be. In front of this elevated power of purity, impurity has not only bowed down, it is under your feet. The devilish power of impurity is shown under the feet of a Shakti. How could something that is defeated and is under your feet defeat you? To be defeated in Brahmin life means to be a Brahmin in name only. Don't be careless about this. The foundation of Brahmin life is the power of purity. If the foundation is weak, how would the building of 21 stories of attainment be able to stand? If the foundation shakes, the experience of attainment cannot remain all the time. That is, you can neither remain unshakable, nor can you experience the great attainment of the present age and birth. You would become knowledgeable devotees who sing praise of the age in this elevated birth. That is, you would have the understanding, but you yourself would not become that. This is called being a knowledgeable devotee. If after becoming a Brahmin, you haven't experienced the blessing and inheritance of all attainments and all powers, then what would you be called? A deprived soul or a Brahmin soul? Understand this purity very well with all its different forms. Keep a stern eye on yourself. Don't just move along. You even try to be clever with the instrument souls and also with the Father. This happens all the time. Who has become this yet? Or you say, this is not impurity, it is greatness. This is a means of service. I'm not being impressed. I'm just taking cooperation. I'm impressed because he or she is a helper. As soon as you forget the Father, you are hit by the bullet of Maya. Or, in order to free yourself, you say, I am not doing this. The other person is doing it. However, if you forget the Father, you will meet him in the form of Dharamraj. You will never be able to experience the happiness of the relationship of the Father. Therefore, don't hide anything. Don't just make do. Don't blame others. Don't be deceived by the attraction of a mirage. In this foundation of purity, Bapdada will give through Dharamraj 100-fold, multi-million-fold punishment. There cannot be any allowances made in this. He cannot be merciful in this. For it is because you broke the relationship with the Father that you became impressed with someone. To move away from God's influence and to be influenced by souls means you don't know the Father. You have not recognized the Father. The Father is not in front of such souls in the form of the Father, but in the form of Dharamraj. Where there is sin, Bap, the Father, Bap, isn't there. Therefore, don't become careless. Don't consider this to be a small thing. To be impressed with someone, to have desires, means there is a trace of the vice of lust. You cannot be impressed unless there is a desire. that desire is the vice of lust. It is a great enemy. It comes in two forms. Desires will either make you impressed or it will cause you distress. Therefore, just as you chant the slogan, the vice of lust is the gateway to hell. In the same way, have in your life the dharana that any type of temporary desire is as deceptive as a mirage. A desire means to be deceived. Therefore, have a stern eye and become a form of Kali for this vice, that is, this desire. Don't take a loving form and say, he is helpless, he is good, he has just a little bit of this. It will work out all right. Now, adopt a fierce form over the vices, not for others, but for yourself. Only then will you be able to destroy your sins and become an angel. If you are unable to have yoga, then check. Definitely some hidden vice is pulling you towards itself. It is impossible for a Brahmin soul not to be able to have yoga. A Brahmin means you belong to one. You are all one. So, where will you go? If there is nothing else, where else would you go? Acha. There isn't just celibacy, but there are other children of the vice of lust. Bap Dada is very amazed at one thing. A Brahmin says that he has a wasteful vision and attitude of vice towards another Brahmin soul. This is defaming the family clan. You say, sister or brother, and what do? If someone has impure vision or impure thoughts, even for a Lokic sister, he is said to be one who is defaming the name of the family clan. So, what would be said here? Not those who defame the family for just one birth, but for birth after birth. They are those who kick away their fortune of the kingdom. Never commit such multi-million-fold sin. This is not just a sinful act, it is a great sinful act. Therefore, think, understand, and be careful. This sin will cling to you like demons of death. At present, you may think that you are living very comfortably. Who is seeing you? Who knows anything? However, sin upon sin is accumulating, and this sin will come to eat you. Bap Dada knows how severe the result of this is. Just as someone leaves his body in a lot of pain and suffering, in the same way, the sins will cause the intellect to have pain and suffering while leaving the body. These demons of death of sin will always remain in front of you. The end is so severe. Therefore, at present, don't commit such sin even by mistake. Bap Dada is not telling just those who are sitting in front of him, but he is making all the children everywhere powerful. He is making you cautious and clever. Do you understand? As yet, there is still a lot of weakness in this subject. Acha? To those who understand the signals that are given for themselves, to those who adopt the form of Kali for their own sinful thoughts and sinful actions, to those who save themselves from being deceived in different ways, to those who save themselves from sorrow, to the powerful souls, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Blessing, may you be sensible and know the importance of the directions of the instrument souls and become free from sin. Sensible children never think that perhaps a direction that an instrument soul is giving is because someone else has told him or her to do so. You should never have this wasteful thought about instrument souls. For instance, even if someone makes a decision which you feel is not right, you are not responsible for that, and so you won't accumulate sin in that because it is the Father who has made that soul an instrument. He will even change the sin. This is an incognito secret. It is incognito machinery. Slogan: an honest person is someone loved by God and loved by the world, not someone who loves to rest. Om Shanti.